Very good though. Cup of tea. But it's also important to place boundaries when it comes to your engagements with others so that they know that, you know what, with Kat, this is not going to fly. Because sometimes you need to place boundaries so that you can heal. Placing boundaries helps people understand your edges as a person, what your needs are, what your wants are, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, what your values and belief systems are, and they will know how to approach you. If your friends know you're not going to cross this, because if you jump over this edge, we're going to have a problem. Right? If you don't like it when people do not take accountability, place the boundary. Once you place that boundary on yourself, and if you break it, that says a lot about your discipline as a person. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. It is me, Katleho. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing me over and over and over again. I truly do appreciate all the time and effort that you give to this channel, all your comments, all your engagements. The views are viewing, they're coming back a little bit, and thank you so much to all the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Please do stick around, stay. It's a good time here. It's a good time. We learn good things. We learn more about life and ourselves, our emotions, and I share little bits and pieces of my daily life, and I sprinkle them in between here and there. So thank you so much for choosing me, as always, all the time, over and over again. But today we are doing another version of Just 10 with Kat, and I am so glad to have started this part of the Real Talk stable of videos. If you go onto my Real Talk playlist, you will see a whole bunch of videos, but these ones are designed to be a little bit shorter so that you can listen to it while you are driving, going to work. You're listening, you're not watching, you're listening while you're cooking, while you're doing your chores and all of that. But these videos are designed to just help us get on with life and understand more about ourselves when it comes to our mental health, our emotional wellness, our professional life, our intellectual life, studying, growing, life, love, relationships, all of that. And I tell it like it is, and I try to do that in 10 or 15 minutes. At most, I try to push it up to about 18, but because I'm here, Dila, I guess Sanamina. But because I'm here, it tends to go a little bit above that. But I did this because I wanted some of my videos to be on the shorter end of things so that, you know, we can just have short videos. It doesn't have to always be long videos. Now, in this one, I wanted to talk to you guys about the importance of setting boundaries. Now, this is something that is so important to me and to the career that I have when I'm coaching. Boundaries is one of the things that I find myself discussing with my clients a lot. And I talk about it because it helps inform the direction that you want your life to take. But it also helps people understand when it comes to you what will and what will not be tolerated. But it also helps you place boundaries on yourself for your own mental well-being, for your own emotional wellness, for your own progression and evolution. Basically, boundaries are really, really good if you want to live a more better life. Really, really good to enforce boundaries. Also, at the same time, to protect yourself and to protect your peace. So, in this part of Just 10 with Kat, we're going to be talking about the importance of placing boundaries on yourself and with others. Very, very important. And I'm gonna share these tips so quickly. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to share these tips so quickly. We're gonna try and make this video 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes clean, and we're gonna keep it moving. Okay, so let's do it. Very good though. Cup of tea. So the importance of setting boundaries is to protect our time and also to protect our needs and wants and what we want for ourselves, right? You place the boundaries on yourself to keep you in check. You can place boundaries on yourself for time management. You can place boundaries on yourself for emotional and self-preservation. You can place boundaries on yourself so that people know that when it comes to you, this is how they should approach you. But it's also important to place boundaries when it comes to your engagements with others so that they know that, you know what, with Kat, this is not going to fly. With Simpiwe, this is not going to fly. With Naledi, this is not going to fly. Dipuo, listen to me when I speak to you. There's an importance with placing boundaries because you know what to establish when it comes to what you need and what you want. Right? The lines that are drawn in the sand when it comes to how people engage with you, when it comes to how people approach you. It is so important to be able to place them. It's self-preservation, it's growth, it's evolvement, it's healing. Because sometimes you need to place boundaries so that you can heal. But if you do not place those boundaries, you're going to be confronted with a bunch of problems. This is why. That's why it is important to place boundaries. So placing boundaries helps people understand your edges as a person. Do you hear what I'm saying? Hear my chat. Placing boundaries helps people understand your edges as a person, what your needs are, what your wants are, what you'll tolerate, what you won't tolerate, what your values and belief systems are, and they will know how to approach you. Let me give you an example. If you are somebody that does not like talking about anything with regards to religion or politics or this because it makes you uncomfortable, because you're not quite ready to have those kinds of conversations with people yet, because you don't want to, then when you place a boundary, when you are with friends or family or whatever, and they know that Katleho doesn't like speaking about religion, that is a boundary that you've placed. Ain't nobody gonna come at you sideways and try to ask for your opinion about religion or whatever, right? Let me give you another example. If your friends know, Dipuo, actually this is not for Dipuo, Linda. If your friends know that Katleho does not understand or yet accept, okay, she will not accept the fact that I am going to go MIA on her for a number of weeks and then come back and then pretend like nothing has happened. That's placing a boundary. Your friend knows that you're not going to be okay with that, Linda. You're not going to be okay with that. Placing a boundary shows them and helps them see that, you know what, this for me is not going to work. This for me is not going to fly. It's not going to fly. And that's just that on that. I'm not trying to fight you, but if you want me to fight you, I'm going to fight you about it. But placing a boundary helps people understand your edges as a person, your edges. You're not going to cross this, because if you jump over this edge, we're going to have a problem. You and I are going to have a problem, right? If you don't like it when people do not take accountability, place the boundary. Because sometimes you're not going to just say, friend, my boundary is, if you're not going to take accountability, that's a boundary for me. That's you crossing a boundary for me. You're not going to say it in conversation, right? But something might happen and your friend refuses to take accountability, or your sister refuses to take accountability for the role that she played in that particular engagement that you had with her. Then you're going to tell her, right? You're going to tell her, you're going to say, you know, when you did this 1, 2, 3 thing, I didn't like it because you didn't take accountability. That is you placing a boundary. You're indirectly telling her, going forward, I'm going to give you your 10 minutes now, but going forward, that's not going to fly with me. That's placing a boundary. That's helping people understand your edges as a person. They understand what your values are, what you place importance on. If you tell your lover that if you're going to come at me sideways with regards to my family, okay, I dare you to try that with me. That's you placing a boundary. That's you saying we're not going to do that. We're not going to come at each other sideways with regards to family, with regards to how we speak to one another. That's you placing a boundary. I don't like it when you speak to me like this. That's you placing a boundary. That's you saying that, if you cross, if you want to go 2 streets away to Tate Are's house, then we're going to have a problem. I remember one of you guys said, who's in Tate Are? I think I need to catch up. Girl, you are behind. Because a bunch of people who are here know who Tate Are is. A very important person in the life of the Katleho Malela channel. Very important person in Tate Are. So you might have to catch up. Listen, placing boundaries also helps protect you. Okay? Placing boundaries helps protect you from unnecessary stress, from feeling overwhelmed, from struggling to cope with what's happening with you emotionally. When you place the boundary even on yourself, that's when it's more challenging. Because when you know that this is a boundary that you've placed on yourself to protect you from being overwhelmed, from being stressed, from breaking down, from this, that, and the other. Once you place that boundary on yourself, and if you break it, that says a lot about your discipline as a person, right? But they help protect you. They help protect you from not recovering from a heartbreak. They help protect you so that you can heal. They help protect you so that you can grow and that you can evolve. They help protect you from unnecessary drama. If your friends know, I was invited to go out somewhere. I was invited to go out somewhere, it's just a little, right? And the time still hasn't come. But I was invited to go out there. And I already said what I said. I said, but that's not how I roll. I did. That's what I said. I said, that's not how I roll. So that I'm not going to be there for that one. But we could do something else, some cutesy, something a little bit demure. We can do something a little bit demure and mindful. Yeah, sure. You want to go to the gallery? We could do that. But you want, I'm not going to do that. It's a boundary line that all the people that are in my life, they know. Do they ask me anyway out of the kindness of their hearts, hoping that maybe someday, one day, I'll change my mind? I love that about them. I'm grateful for that. But it protects me from unnecessary stress and feeling overwhelmed. Because if I say that I can't attend that particular thing, it's because I know that my social anxiety is going to be through the roof the days leading up to that. Or I'm going to be stressed about it. And I'm going to feel overwhelmed when I'm there. And it's just, I can't do it. Can't do it. It's not in my mental, emotional, psychological, physiological embodiment. It's not that. Also, placing boundaries promotes respect. Do you understand? People will respect you when you have boundaries. When they know what's not going to fly with you, they'll respect you even more. If you do not have boundaries and you allow people to continuously break them, and this is something that this is something that I did for a little bit. Various points in my life this year where I would allow someone to break a boundary that I have up. It's glaring. It's in neon bright colored lights. It's glaring that I do not like it when you do that. And I kept on allowing these people to break those boundaries. Do you think that that person will respect you? It promotes respect. They know what you'll tolerate. They know what's not going to fly. They know what works for you. They know what won't work for you. And when you place those boundaries, the respect that comes from people knowing that this person is so stable with themselves, they absolutely know, I know Shem with Katleho, that's not going to fly. Nah, you want us to ask Katleho that? Never third. You guys can try it, but I know that's not going to fly with Katleho. That's not going to fly. You know what I'm saying? When you know that these are your boundaries and you have communicated those boundaries with the people that are in your life, they respect you all the more for it. It promotes that respect. Also, placing the boundaries helps protect your mental well-being. It really does. Like I said, that it protects you from being overwhelmed, from feeling stressed, from feeling all those things encompass mental well-being, right? So it protects your mental well-being when you know that I'm not going to engage with this anymore. There's something that I chose to no longer engage with. And I could not believe that how the very next day, you know, it's amazing how once you set your mind to something, no matter how it may break you, no matter how you may be questioning it, no matter how you may be whatever, no matter how, once you set your mind to it and you tell yourself that this is not for me, I can't do, even if it's at my expense, I can't do it, then it's not for you. I went out for lunch the other day with a male. I did. I went out for lunch with a male who was trying to get to know me. Okay. And it was lovely. The lunch itself, perfect gentleman. Perfect gentleman. We went to a really bougie place that I don't even go to that much. I ain't even vanilla. It's too bougie. Okay, even for me. Even certain places are too bougie for me, bro. We went to a really bougie place. After that, because we had such a good time there, we went to another place where we then had drinks and whatever. And then after like 9 o'clock, I was like, okay, it was nice. Thank you. Shop. Bye. And after I did that, by the time I got home, I knew that I wasn't planning on pursuing anything with this person. I wasn't. Even though at the time, because I'm a nice person, I was just like, no, it's fine, you know, I'll engage, whatever. But there's certain things, nuggets I picked up from our conversation that I realized that for me, wanting to pursue anything with this person, I'd have a lot of my boundaries that would be crossed just by engaging with that person, just by listening to the stuff that they had to say. Very, very, very important. Okay? Important. It helps protect your peace of mind. It helps you stand tall in your beliefs and what you will not be shaken with. You will not be shaken with that. And in turn, it builds your confidence. It builds your confidence. If I was in a certain space, especially with regards to that lunch/dinner moment thing that happened, if I was in a certain space where I wasn't sure about myself or where my self-esteem or my confidence was knocked a bit, I still would have tried to continue and, oh no, you know, let me see, blah, blah, blah. Thus in turn breaking my own boundaries, right? That I know that I've set for myself, especially when it comes to other people. Thus in turn, it breaks my own boundaries. So I was just like, no. And I felt even more confident in myself to know that this is not what works for me. This here one will not work for me now. It will not work for me now. And that's okay. And more than anything after that, I stood tall and I felt confident about the decision that I'd made. And I never looked back. Okay? Very important. Very demure. Very kutski, very mindful. Okay, you hear my chat? Okay, cool. It helps protect your emotional, mental, physical, and even sexual well-being. Okay? If you place boundaries in all those spaces of your life, it helps protect all those spaces of your life. If you are not going to do this, if you are like, hey, this is where I draw the line, this handcuffs, this boundary. I ain't finna do that. Boundary. Same with your emotional space, same with your mental space. Very, very important. Those are the things that I believe. If you practice that, it'll help you when it comes to boundary setting and people understanding why you set those boundaries. Hear my chat? Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this Just 10 with Kat, because we're hanging 10. And if you did, please like the video, subscribe join the channel, join the membership space if you care. There are bonus videos on there. Please watch all the ads. It supports my channel tremendously if you watch the ads as well. And share this video with somebody who you feel is constantly breaking their own boundaries to their own detriment. Share this video with them. Share, repost this video on TikTok, on all those other places. Okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe. Thank you for choosing me over and over again, and until the next one, I'll see you very, very soon. Be cutesy, be mindful, be demure, practice your boundaries and stick to them. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Sayonara.